Hey guys, Redwood Bullion back here. Just want to make a quick little Friday update video. Got a little vintage silver here. Just doing a little organizing. Wanted to look up the history of some of these things and figured I'd share with you guys. So we got the A-Mark bars. A-Mark was founded by Steve Markoff in '65. And the hundreds weren't even made until '85. They still own Silvertown, JM Bullion, and Provident Metals, and partnered with several other mints. Nice little bars. I've never personally seen a 100 one, but cool to have matching assay lots. Both these were got at the same time at the same place, so makes sense. Sold by the same person, but still pretty cool little history. Another one of the older mints that didn't continue on or just changed their name and became bigger and diversified. And then we got the Constitutional Mint, made in the '70s, became Silver Refineries Incorporated in the '80s, and then changed its name to Liberty Mint, and then QSB, Quality Silver Bullion. This is a cool one. I always liked this one, and then I was able to find a 25 to match the 50. Both got locally, so definitely been held on for a while. These do command a pretty high premium from everything that I've seen online from all the either eBay and bullion dealers, if they even have them. Most of the time it's on vintage silver websites and stuff that you can find these, if you can't even find them. While looking up some of this info, I couldn't find any of them for sale, so maybe if somebody else wants them, they'd have better luck. And then we got the OPM Kilo, the Ohio Precious Metals. It's been a very trusted mint since '74. Started in a garage. In 2003, they changed ownership and expanded and made it the largest good delivery refinery in the U.S. that was also being the only all-American produced refinery mint that was around. So that's a pretty cool little piece of history. Ohio Precious Metals. Really like this bar. I like the burnish finish on it, like just, or whatever it's called. Like it's got a little grit to it. Not as shiny, but still cool. Another random local grab. And then we got the Placer Sierra bar. Only one I've ever seen that's well, I saw one other one on eBay that was like 49 ounces. This one's a little bit over 51. They started reclaiming gold and silver in '79 and was in business till '85. Owned by Steve Hershaw. Early pours or odd weights. Later they were exact. They did all sizes from 1 ounce to 100, and located in Rockland, California. While looking up some of the info on this, I saw a bunch of the 1 ounce ones that they had made that I do have. I don't have them here, otherwise I'd show them, but they don't say Placer Sierra on them. They're the ones with the scales and the little silver rounds with like the old weighing scales on them, and it says true value or true value money or real monetary money or something like that on there. Another cool round that I really like. I didn't know that it was made by the same company, but you know, it's another mint that local to the States that didn't survive. And then we got the Hoffman and Hoffmans, made in Fort Lauderdale with the iconic alchemy symbol. Bars range from 5 ounces to 100. Fives are the most scarce and usually fetch the highest premiums that I've seen. These 10s are somewhat common. Obviously the weight's always a little bit different. Like here's another one. One's 10.18, one's 10.07. So they're all just a little bit odd weight, but same everything else. Really cool. This one's got quite the gash in it, but that's the one nice thing about buying local here, is that you get a lot of this old school stuff that was either handed down or people have had it forever. Like a lot of this stuff I wouldn't even know about it. It's, you know, I mean, you have to search it out, and again, these carry a pretty high premium too anytime that I've looked anywhere. And then really I also would like, if anybody has any info on this one. So I can't find anybody that can actually definitively tell me exactly who made this one. I was told it was by the Crabtree Mint. I do have several of their 1 ounce rounds, but I have never seen and cannot find a single picture online or anywhere of anything this big at all. So I don't know if this was maybe a refinery bar that was done in bulk that was going to be then made down into planchettes and stamped for 1 ounces or whatever it is, but I would love to know a little bit more history about this. Again, a local score here in town. So yeah, I'd love to find some more info on these. Silver.com, I mean the silver forums, I can't find any real information about bigger bars. I do have some 1 ounce bars, the Paradise Mints, the one with the trees on them and all that was made by Crabtree because they were out of Paradise, California. But I have not been able to find anything that even remotely resembles this one. And the only markings on this, other than 3/9 fine, 102.5, is the CM. So I really don't know. I'm only basing that off of somebody that only deals in vintage silver and has constantly some of the rarest, oddest bars that I've ever seen. That's pretty much all that he deals with is vintage silver. He's the one that said it looks like Crabtree, so I don't even know for sure if it is. Passed on the Sigma, so I'm not worried about that or anything like that. But I just would love to know the history behind it, because it is kind of odd that there's no other markings, which kind of makes me think that it is just a refinery bar. But maybe not. Who knows? A lot of these mints, as I said, were, between the 60s and the 80s. Most of them went out of business before the 90s. So maybe, there's just not a lot of info out there about them, or maybe not a lot of them made it out and there just isn't any pictures to be found. I really don't know. But yeah, if any of you guys have ever seen anyone like this before or know any history about the Crabtree Mint other than what I've shared, let me know in the comments or email me. Yeah, I'd really like to know about this. Like, it's always intrigued me just because it's so plain and has nothing on it. I have had refinery bars before that didn't say anything on them other than the purity and then the weight, but they were only meant as bulk from the refinery that went to the local mint. For example, somebody would make 100 from Hoffman, and it would just say, 100 3/9 fine, and then it goes to get put into 10s or planchettes or whatever they're going to do with it. So, yeah, I'd love to know a little bit of history about this. If anybody knows, I would like to know. So drop me a comment below if you know. I would like to know as well. And then the old standard engelhard, just a 10 ounce here. The dimple back, pretty cool. And then a couple hundreds. We got a P series, got an S series. Definitely cool. I really like engelhard. I really like how transparent they are. They're so easy to look up and find out information about them, the mintages, just the everything about them. They've been around for so long. There's so much information. They're so well known, and so many people solely deal in just these, or mostly deal in just these. That is one thing that is cool. I do like to be able to look up and see that. A lot of the stuff nowadays is just it's so generic and normal that it's everywhere. I mean, even this one, I guess maybe this is considered vintage. In 1981, I guess, or whatever, but. That's what it is on the Paradise ones. It says strategic monetary reserve or something like that. It's not the U.S. stockpile silver. I do have some 1 ounce rounds exactly that say this exact same thing on it. With this, it looks exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same, minus it's just a 1 ounce round instead of a 10 ounce bar. But these are pretty cool too. A few that I've seen, they come a little bit higher of a premium, but they seem to be made in very good size quantities. So not as rare and high of a premium from what I've seen. But it's still cool nonetheless. I mean, it's all bullion to me. Everything here was just paid bullion. None of it was high premiums, like you would pay on eBay or something like that for, you know, something like this. I think we saw one of these going, they were wanting $45 or $50 an ounce, something like that for one of these, give or take. And this was just like a couple days ago. So, and that was before our little run up today. I think silver's at 20.94 right before I started filming. So we got up to 21 or a little bit over 21. You know, I need some new gloves. Got a little over 21, but then pulled right back down. So we'll see. But good day for gold. You know, if we can keep this $20 support level or $21 support level, I think we'll have another couple dollar run up by the end of the year that'll hold steady. But who knows? It's all a guess. This isn't a get rich quick, buy it and flip it. It's a hold it and preserve. But yeah, just a little vintage history. I like to know the history behind them. I'll do another one on all my rounds. I'll go get some of my vintage rounds that I got that are like the A marks and some prospector, engelhard prospector rounds and some of these. I'll do another smaller one. I just gotta go get them. But yeah, these are pretty cool. I do really dig the odd weight ones. Like, I think that's really cool. Like, when I start pouring, when I got enough of my own, I want to pour a couple just random ones. But yeah, it's cool. Like, especially with these big Placer Sierras, everything's always the same. The only difference is the numbers in the middle. I see a lot of 10s, a lot of 9s, a lot of 11s, a lot of 10.5s. I personally have never seen one in person that's this big, and I found one that was on eBay that was like 49. And even the person that told me about this one, saying it might be Crabtree, said he's never seen one over 50. So I don't know what that means. Maybe they made hundreds. There's not a ton of information about them. Mostly it just shows up Paradise Mint, and then shows all their 1 ounce 1 ounce bars and a few of the rounds that they made. Don't quote me, but I want to say that they were out of business in 74, 78, something like that. So another piece of little piece of mintage history from the United States. Some that didn't make it, and then, you know, just your standard brick. Build a house with these things. Jeez, might actually survive some of the earthquakes we might get out here. So, but all right, yeah, just wanted to make this little video, and if you like the content, give me a thumbs up and give me a subscribe. Drop a comment below and let me know. And like I said, if anybody knows anything about this one, I really would like to know some more information or even ideas that you might know, and then I can try to track them down a little bit more. It's definitely a rough pour. I mean, you can still see the shot marks in it, and you know, whatever. So it's definitely not a cleaned up bar by any means, but I like that about it. Gives it some character. So, well, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and drop me a thumbs up and give me a subscribe if you like it. I appreciate the help and getting the channel out there and showing you guys some of the collection and helping some of you guys. I get a lot of questions about people where to start and what to do, or, you know, just keep going. No matter how many ounces you got a lot more than a lot of other people do. So just keep going. It'll go by fast. You'll look back and all of a sudden you'll be like, man, I got 1,000 ounces. I got 2,000, 3,000, whatever it is. And then, you know, whatever, with however many ounces you think is enough is enough. But, you know, once you get there, you can figure it out from there. So, all right, you guys enjoy your Friday.